Well, we are here at Champion Chevrolet in Kingsport for a very exciting event. Now is the time to get your raffle ticket to benefit the Niswonger Children's Hospital and maybe win a car. Wouldn't that be nice? We're here. We've got Andy Dietrich here with us, along with Tiffany Willis from the Niswonger Children's Hospital. Let's start with you. I know you've been doing this for many years now. Very successful. What a great fundraiser.
Yeah, I think we were trying to figure out, it's either our 16th or 17th year we've done it. This year, we're going to, if you win, you get your choice of one of three vehicles: a 2025 Equinox, a 2025 Colorado, or a 2025 Cadillac CT4. So if you don't win one of those cars, they're going to have three separate cash drawings after that. One for $2,500, one for $1,500, and one for $1,000. So great odds. Only 3,000 tickets are printed.
Yeah, I was going to say, you only print so many tickets, so they do have great odds, and tickets are just $50, I understand.
Yeah, just $50, and 100% of the proceeds from each ticket goes to Niswonger Children's Hospital. So it's, I think, raised over $1.3 million over our years. It's 100% gone back into the Children's Hospital, and it's a wonderful asset to our region.
It certainly is. And I know, Tiffany, how important this money is, these yearly commitments from Champion Chevrolet.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without partners like Champion Chevrolet that do this every year. Like I said, this raffle is so important for our community, and very fortunate to have a hospital, children's hospital in our region. I mean, it serves over 200,000 children a year. You know, it helps families not have to travel so far, you know, to Knoxville, Memphis. So it really keeps kids local and not to, you know, break up the family. Yeah. So we're very fortunate to have a children's hospital in our region. And again, thanks to Champion for doing this, and 100%, like I said, goes to that.
And we know a lot of big things happening there at the Children's Hospital.
Yes, I'll be there this afternoon. The expansion's happening. We're adding 2 floors. A state-of-the-art NICU is being built. We'll have 48 private rooms for moms. Not sure if anybody's, you know, currently had to be there, but it's very small, and we're full capacity right now. So wow. This expansion is going to be huge for the community and our families.
And of course, on behalf of Champion, I know the company so proud to be a sponsor and part of this and doing this year after year. But for you too, Andy, personally, you know how important that hospital is.
Well, my son, who's 16 years old, when he was born 2 months early, we spent several weeks in the NICU there. And so I know where the money goes. And it's, like Tiffany said, and I said earlier, it is such an asset to our region, and we want to see it be successful. We want to see it grow and help as many families as it can.
Wonderful. And I know this raffle, very popular over the years. It's so fun to watch the families come in when they have won the big grand prize.
Oh yeah, they're so excited. We usually call them the night immediately when we draw it, and we've had them even run down to the dealership or where we're doing the drawing in their pajamas to see the vehicle that they just won. So it's always exciting and a lot of fun.
Listen, if I won that vehicle, I'd be there in my pajamas, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it has happened, I promise you. Yeah. So it's always a lot of fun. It's exciting. Can't wait for it to happen next month.
All right, and we do have plenty of tickets still available, but now's the time. Don't wait to get your raffle tickets because only so many sold. Tell me a little bit about the drawing and what that's going to be like.
So the drawing is Friday, June 20th, so just a little bit less than a month away. Tickets are $50. You can go to Niswonger Children's Hospital raffle.com to purchase your tickets. Like I said, $50 still available, so help us and raise some money and get us to 3,000 tickets sold.
Yeah, certainly a win-win, and I know, got one of these right here. You guys, very big supporters. You came up with this a long time ago. It's gotta be kind of cool to watch this happen every year.
Yeah, and if you don't want to go online and buy them or run into the hospital and get it, both Champion dealerships in Kingsport and Johnson City, you can run inside the store and buy them there. So come by and see us and buy your raffle ticket today.
All right, and of course, all that money going to Niswonger Children's Hospital. Tiffany and Andy, thank you so much. Check it out. A couple of the cars are behind me. You have a chance to win, and your money goes to support the Niswonger Children's Hospital. Check out the website or stop by one of the Champion locations.
You are looking at what a whole lot of summer fun time. I mean, looks like on area lakes and rivers. Oh man, so much fun. And this summer, hashtag TVA Fun is celebrating 10 years of celebrating summer with another photo contest. And here to tell us more all about it is Andrew Dickey with the TVA social media team. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
This is prime time for you all.
Absolutely.
I mean, from now through the end of summer, it is time to have some fun on local area, waterways, rivers, lakes. It is just a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we live in such a beautiful part of the world,
We
right?
do,
I mean,
absolutely.
there's so much great opportunities to go right down the road and have yourself what I like to
Right.
call a staycation, right?
Yes. I mean, for most of us living in the Tri-Cities, most of us are less than half an hour away from a lake or a river or some waterway of some kind. We can be on the water in no time at all.
Absolutely.
And y'all want to encourage folks to get out and enjoy everything that the TVA has provided as far as lakes and things of that nature.
Yeah, I mean, TVA helps manage a lot of public lands, and there's a
Right.
lot of opportunity for
Some great
fantastic-
recreation spots.
Absolutely. I mean, you can go fishing, you can go hiking, you
Yeah.
can go boating. There's a lot of great opportunity there.
Tell me, this is the 10th year y'all have done this photo contest. Kind of walk us through that, how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy to say it's been 10 years of this,
Yeah.
right? You know, it started 10 years ago with my boss, and then it came over to me. And, you know, it's a great opportunity to showcase the people that are recreating on our lands. And the great thing is anybody can enter, right?
Right.
We want to see from everyone what you guys are doing on our public lands,
Yes.
waterways, and we like to see your furry friends as well. Show us your pets.
Absolutely. Show that wildlife you may encounter out
Absolutely.
there. I mean, and also, you know, if you make that big catch on one of our area rivers or lakes,
yes.
we want to see that as well.
Absolutely. We want to see all the big fish you catch. We
Yes.
want to see you recreating on our public beaches and,
Right.
and hanging out around our public dams as well.
And so many amenities. I mean, we just went through the whole issue with Boone Dam out there, and I think it's much better now. You got that whole swimming area, but it's like that all across all the lakes the TVA manages.
Absolutely. I mean, there are great opportunities at all of our lakes and
Right.
waterways. And you don't have to be on a boat to enjoy.
No.
You can go bank fishing, you can hang out, you can walk the trails, and heck, bring your mountain bike and go mountain biking too.
Now, let's say somebody does take a picture. They want to get it out there. How do they go about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So take your picture, post it on Instagram, and use hashtag TVA Fun.
Right.
That's where you can see all of the photos that we've actually had over our 10-year contest. So you have a
Yes.
pretty good idea of what people we're looking for and what other people are taking photos of.
And you know, I know a lot of times I've been out on the lake and to go out early in the morning, you get to see the sunrise over the lake. Man, what a great time! The little fog out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can make some beautiful memories, and you don't even have to take pictures. But of course, I do. But you making memories on these
Absolutely.
excursions, and
Yeah.
and I love the fact that and you mentioned it too. It's a great way to take a vacation without leaving the state of Tennessee. If you know money might be tight, this is a great way to take a great vacation. Stay at home and enjoy what TVA has provided for us.
Absolutely. It's a staycation, right?
Yeah.
Go down the road, get to experience your backyard like you've never seen it before.
All right. We appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
So much fun to be had this summer. And folks, we got that information for you. Hashtag TVA Fun Summer Photo Contest. It's going on. Tag social media photos right there. Hashtag TVA Fun. You can win some great prizes as well.
Well, our next guest has several titles. She is a nurse. She's a Dollywood employee. She is also an author of several books, actually. Alisa Murphy has written articles on travel and wellness. She has also written a nonfiction book and a children's book. But her most recent work is about an iconic Nashville music venue. It is called the world famous Station Inn. And we want to welcome Alisa to the show. It is great to have you.
Thank you.
Holding your book. This is, of course, your newest one. What's
Yes.
it mean to you to be able to walk in and have this book to show somebody?
Oh, it's amazing. And the Station Inn is such a wonderful listening room and one that just showcases bluegrass music, which is a highly technical, beautiful music and just a wonderful balance, I think, of classic and timeless as well as fresh and crisp and the best musicians in the world.
Well, I can't wait to talk more about the book, but let's talk about you for just a second because I was reading your bio.
Yeah.
So you are like a working nurse at Dollywood, so
I
you
am.
handle if something comes up at the park.
Yeah, I love working as a nurse, and there's a real crossover to being a nurse and being an author because you have to really interview people for the book. And the way that you listen to a patient and the way that you engage with a patient is very similar in the way which I interview people. You really have to be courageous enough to be vulnerable and to really be in that moment with that person. And that's what I was able to do. And I was blessed because the artists that perform at the Station Inn, they revere it so much. They were really willing to open up their hearts to me, share their emotions, share their stories and their memories.
And you said it was really powerful, like the experience overall, to be able to hear
Yes.
from them, get to know them. And you really, you really spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, well, it has such a rich history, and this is the 50th anniversary. We just celebrated that in this past year, and so we wanted to make a book that was really worthy of that. So to do that, you have to be there, you have to engage with these performers, you have to talk to customers, and really experience that super amazing exchange of energy that happens between a performer and the listener in this particular venue that I just don't see happening anywhere else. It's really something that's quite unique and powerful. There's a shared energy and a back and forth between the performer and the listener that really impacts the show and impacts them emotionally.
So what did you learn about this special place? Did you get to interview some really cool artists that we see in the book?
I did. I interviewed 120 artists. I interviewed hundreds of customers. I learned that they revere it, that it is a moment of arrival for them to play on that stage.
Oh, wow.
It's part of their performance resume that's more important to them than any other place that they play. And that's really something that goes out into the world, because as they gather there as the musicians in Nashville, they want to use it as a networking spot. They like it as a place to collaborate and songwrite and inspire one another. So it's a muse and a classroom. And then they take all that out into the world with them as they create music. So it really is a venue that has impacted music worldwide.
Wow. And you said too, you took on all kinds of different roles just to really make sure that you were getting all the different aspects of what makes this place so special.
I did. So I did some things with intention. I sat in most every seat that a customer would sit in so that I could get all the different perspectives. I worked alongside the staff. I took a turn bussing tables, working the door, doing the dishes, and I even took a couple of guitar lessons just so I could appreciate what the musicians go through to learn this very, very special music.
Oh my goodness. And now it's published, it's here, it's beautiful. This is the most beautiful book. Pictures and then so much writing to go along with them to really share the stories.
Thank you. Yes, it was really important to us that it be worthy of the place and the people.
Well, Alisa, where can we find the book?
It is at the Station Inn live. I would love it if you went there and saw a show, and that's the best place to pick it up. But you can also get it online at stationinn.com. And the Station Inn is open 7 nights a week. Check the schedule.
I can't wait. I'm saying road trip over to Nashville, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on the show. There is that information if you would like to get a copy. What an incredible book.
Welcome back to the Magic Book Bus here in Greenville this morning here on Daytime Tri-Cities. I'm joined by two very special people, but before I introduce them, Amy, I found your specialty right here, the book that you really love, Curious George. There's plenty of Curious George all throughout the Magic Book Bus here, but I am joined by Sam Callahan, the driver extraordinaire of the Magic Book Bus here in Greenville and Greene County, and we have Leanne Myers with us, the middle school director. Leanne, it just brings a smile to your face when you get on the Magic Book Bus, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I love to be surrounded by books and know that the kids are going to be here this summer getting books and getting to just enjoy the love of books.
And talk to me, you know, next week is the official start of the Magic Book Bus. You're going to have a big event coming up next Friday.
That's correct. Here at Apex Bank on May the 30th, we're going to have a kickoff to the Magic Book Bus. We're going to be giving away some gifts, some prizes. We'll have Save the Children, our Family Resource Center here, and just kicking off our summer event with the Magic Book Bus.
How important is it to have this bus roaming all over you got actually two. We got to mention that there are two Magic Book buses here. How important is it for students here in Greene County?
It is an amazing gift to be able to do that with our book buses. We're able to send those buses out to our 4 summer learning programs. Right. We send them out to assisted livings, to the campgrounds, to the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA. We send those book buses out all through the month of June, 2 weeks in July. It's just an amazing opportunity to send it out. The kids are able to get on, parents are able to get on, and they pick out books. They get to keep the books at no charge. We are very fortunate. We are funded through a variety of grants and private donations in order to get books in the hands of kids, and that's just an amazing gift. I mean, I get chill bumps just thinking about being able to do that for the kids in our county.
And you said from Hurricane Helene, terrible tragedy that came through. You got an amazing donation of books that's going to be able to supply the Magic Book buses for a couple of years at least.
Yes. So Hurricane Helene was a terrible thing that happened to not only our community, but several other communities. And books, we had all kinds of supplies that came in, but also books. Right. There are books that came into our system, but also books that came into area churches. I know my church personally, Horse Creek Church of God, we probably received over 20,000 books. Wow. And we gave away books. We gave away books at Christmas time. We let people come in and pick out books, but we had a plethora of books that we couldn't get rid of. And so I reached out to our school system. I said, hey, we've got all these books left over. And we had our academic coaches and Suzanne Ritchie with Greenleaf. Mm-hmm. They came out and they spent an entire week going through the books, categorizing books by grade level, boxing them up. And we have enough books that we'll probably be able to stock our book bus for a couple of years to be able to add and give away to kids in our community.
All right. I'm going to step over here and talk to Sam real quick. And Sam, you're on this bus throughout the summer. Yes. Talk to us. You mentioned, you've got so many special stories about children coming on here and just the stories of them picking up a book and it making a difference.
Oh, yes. Most of the kids will get on the bus and they know their authors. They want a specific author or they want a specific animal or something like that. But they just get excited. Yeah. And some of the parents are a little trepidatious because they're a little worried that they don't have the money for them. Right. And when this happens, when you see them reaching for their wallet, you say, don't worry, it's free. Yeah. They can have up to 2 books. And then we offer them to the parents, too, and they even pick books also. Right. So.
And that's the point we want to make, too. Yes. Parents, welcome to come with their children and pick out a book as well.
If you see the book bus stop somewhere and signs out, feel free to stop. Come on up to and see what you can get.
How much joy does it bring to you be able to do this during the summer?
Oh, these kids they're a delight. They're here because they want to do the books and they just love it. So it's good to see the smiles on their face.
All right. Sam, Leanne, we appreciate y'all so much. Folks, we're going to come back here in just a little while. The Magic Book Bus here in Greene County. So many stories to tell. It's helping so many children, making a difference in children's lives. We'll be back with more a little later on in the show.
Well, what a beautiful way to be spending a Thursday morning here in downtown Jonesboro, Tennessee's oldest town, as they get ready for their 29th annual Garden Tour and Tea. And I think the hat says it all, right? I've got my gardening and then my tea right up here. She actually made this hat and it's beautiful, so thank you, Nancy. We want to bring Angela Binge back in. And Angela, we were talking about what a special place this community garden is, and you said it really is for the community and maintained by the community.
Right. Well, actually, the Garden Club does the maintaining of it, but we did have help with the lady inmates in redoing our garden about 1.5 years ago. And then we also reached out to the local Boy Scout troop to find out if there were any young men looking for an Eagle Scout project. And I say we hit the jackpot because Scout Braden Beecham designed and built this pergola and fence to really bring people's attention into the garden, and it has made such a statement. So we're thrilled about that.
And of course a nice give back too. I see the plaque right here, so kind of shows that the community is involved.
Exactly. So we are thrilled with that. It really he went over and beyond.
That is wonderful. And everybody talks about, of course, when it comes to gardening, I think we learn so much from each other and those that enjoy that. And I understand you have a lot of knowledge. You've been gardening for years and really enjoy it.
I do. I've learned a lot, though, in the redoing of this garden. I've learned a lot about plants. I'm not originally from Tennessee, and many of our people here are not. So this is a great way to come and learn, see what something looks like growing in the garden. Maybe some mistakes, maybe some real successes, but gardening is not static. There's always something changing, and you have to change with it. And sometimes we make bad selections, and sometimes we're surprised by things. But there's a lot of very knowledgeable gardeners in our garden club, and I have learned a lot from them.
And one of the things you were telling me, just like right here, you said we have some of this, and I had to use it just the other day. Tell me about this particular one.
That is yarrow, is also thyme. Yarrow can be used as an antibiotic and a styptic. A styptic is something that stops bleeding. So even soldiers in World War I and some in II even had that in their emergency kit. if they were shot or had an injury to stop the bleeding.
So they
I
would
even
just
used it
rub
last week. Yeah, you take you can use the fresh or the dry,
Okay.
and it will help stop bleeding and it helps prevent infection.
And you used it last week.
I did. My husband cut his thumb, and I surely did. I got out my yarrow to use for his injury.
And it worked.
It did.
And then
It
let's
did.
walk through the garden here. You were telling me you're going to have a work day tomorrow. You were out here yesterday getting
Yes.
it ready. You can see already a lot of work has been done.
Yes.
And more to go.
Exactly, exactly. This area here we call our herbaceous perennials, and in this area is more sun. So, you have to take into account the amount of sun in your yard. So before you go and buy something and plant it, there's some things you need to look at is how big does it get? Many times people buy little plants in the garden centers and they plant it right next to their house, not paying attention to the fact that it gets 12 feet tall and wide, and then they're constantly having to trim and prune, which weakens the plant, and it just makes a mess and makes it such high maintenance. So as we redid this shrub border, we did a lot of research. We have a lot of natives in here, and we have some that are not natives. The natives are a good thing because they come from this area. They're acclimated to our climate. The pollinators prefer natives. So we tried to get a mixture of colors and textures and evergreens and deciduous.
And is that something as gardeners, when you're doing that, you're thinking ahead to bring in those different textures, to add those different colors, let them work together?
Absolutely. It's much more interesting than if you just plant a long row of the same thing. And also, if you plant a long row of the same thing, if one of them dies, then you've got a big hole in your spot, So we've had to replace a few things here. We had such a drought last summer that it was hard to keep up. When any gardener, even if a plant doesn't require as much water as others, the first year of life is so important, or the first year that you plant it, because its roots have been in a pot and they've not had time to spread out and deepen and so forth. So the first year always takes a lot more watering. So any gardener needs to pay a special attention to that a deep watering, not just, if we just have a little shower that just might make a puddle in the street, that's really not enough, especially that first year. And then we also keep a good layer of mulch in our garden, which helps to keep the moisture, keep the plants from drying out as quickly. And it also helps in the wintertime, in the spring, early spring, when we have those hot days and then cold, and it keeps those roots insulated. So
you're a wealth of information. Oh, I love it. I'm soaking it all in. I'm getting some good stuff. But hey, if you want to meet Angela and others from the Garden Club, you can do that coming up at the 29th Annual Garden Tour and Tea. Get your tickets today. A very special event coming up June 7th in Jonesboro. For tickets and more information, you can visit the website. Thank you so much, Angela. Great to spend some time with you.
Oh, you're welcome.